Chapter 3. Good Shotgun. Roughly according to plan, we reached the entrance to Skyline Drive in Virginia, just in time for a hazy first-day sunset and dinner. Pasta with the meat sauce, garlic bread, and a small salad with Shenandoah creamy cucumber dressing. $5.95. When we were done, the attractive waitress asked if we wanted a little dessert. Well, actually, we're on a big road trip. Going all around the country for a while, Ernie said to the woman, though grinning at me. He leaned back in his Lincoln log chair with his elbows resting on the arms, his hands on his stomach. The restaurant was strangely crowded. The road up to it was empty. That's great, honey. So, do y'all want some dessert tonight? The waitress asked again. Ernie came down with a soft thud and a new approach. Actually, I'm so full I can't breathe. In another 30 seconds, the waitress brought vanilla ice cream and pie for Abe and me. Coffees all around. When Abe's dessert was placed in front of him, he turned his gaze in from the forest out the window. Huh? Oh, thank you, miss, he said to her. The waitress giggled at the use of miss, it seemed. Or maybe she just then registered his handsome face. Ernie said, "Hey, where's my pie? Who said I didn't want pie?" In the morning, I got a series of finger jabs from nervous Abraham. He was worried about rain. Mostly because I decided not to use the rain guard when pitching his brand new tent. He was also the first one awake and didn't seem to like it. I fell asleep again listening to him fidget with his boots. I had a 10-second dream of the three of us out west somewhere, on a rocky plateau near the edge, a strange unfolding crisis. Then Abe poked both of us and said he'd be waiting in the truck. Ernie quickly looked up at him, then groaned and slept another half hour. I dressed and went to the restrooms, then repacked the gear in the truck. Hey, anyone mind if I drive again? Ernie asked, stuffing the tent in fistfuls into his sleeve bag. Not me, I told him. Abe then climbed out the driver's side and dropped the keys on the front seat. He slid into the back and picked up where he left off with his postcard or whatever it was, up on his knees in front of him. I had a few postcards too, including one, "Virginia is for Lovers," which I covertly scratched a greeting on and made out to Jenny's address in Iowa. Minding his own business, Ernie kept his eyes on the road and aimed the truck for Virginia's southwestern corner. The little truck was Abe's, the path trooper. But Abe wasn't the type to care about driving so much. Abe would just as soon stare out the window. Abe would just as soon stare out the back window if he wanted to know what a road looked like. The little truck was Abe's, but Abe wasn't the type to care about driving so much. Abe would just as soon stare out the back window if he wanted to know what a road looked like. He was always looking around. When Abe drove you somewhere, he not only sought out scenic routes at all costs, but he drove them like he was in the market for a dream house. He drove them like he was in the market for a dream house, which he very well might have been. Abe bought a mountain bike once, a rather expensive one, simply because he was a mile and a half from his apartment and didn't feel like walking. He'd gone out for a stroll and just didn't feel like finishing it. A wealthy child. I, Daniel D. Moody, on the other hand, am wealthy in spirit. A wise observer who believes it takes a special, mellow kind of guy to ride shotgun these days, through America, across America. In our nation of drivers and passengers, Moody is a navigator, Distracted, sure, but not completely aloof like the guy in the back gets to be. Not completely aloof like the guy in the back gets to be. Dan Moody demands the good view, the one that only the passenger seat, the death seat, can provide. Even when there's nothing to do but sit back and try to enjoy it. I picked up the US map again and made a visual of our few dots already connected, as well as those up for soon consideration. We were back on Skyline Drive, moving fast. Roanoke in late morning, and then maybe Atlanta by the end of the day. And the air was already different, thicker than just a few hours ago, and cooler as we flew along the tops of the mountains. The view out the window was a blur of racing trees, breaking open every minute or two to give us a long, hazy view west.